All right, gang, I do have an editorial for you. It's late coming. It's late. Something that happened yesterday. Excuse me. And I don't have a selfie stick or a gimbal or anything. I just kind of realized I put all the stuff in the house except for this camera. So it might be a little shaky because I'm holding it with my hand. But let's get this out. It's coming out of Chicago. Chicago. Is that how you say it? Chicago. Do I sound like Pete Camera Magic? Chicago. No, I don't. Out of Chicago, you guys are really going to love this one. You're going to love it, man. Authorities say an off-duty Chicago police officer involved in a fatal crash will face charges for DUI. Not vehicular manslaughter yet. Chicago police announced a charge Sunday against the officer when he was in his personal car when it slammed into a restaurant on Chicago's south side. Witnesses said it appeared the officer swerved into the restaurant to avoid striking a car that cut him off. Oh, well, hey, man, it wasn't his fault just because he was drinking and driving, allegedly. Jarrell Desmond told ABC7, I don't even think he had time to hit the brakes. According to WGN, which is in Chicago, police said the officer, whose name has not been released, had a blood alcohol content of 0.083. Now, you know, if that was Joe Blow on the street, they would say, Joe Blow from Chicago had a alcohol content. But because it's an officer, his name has not been released. Alcohol content, blood alcohol of 0.083. That exceeds the legal limit. The crash happened just before 3 a.m. on Sunday. The off-duty officer's car struck two women, according to WGN. 34-year now it releases her name. 34-year-old Marquita Reed was pinned underneath the car, later pronounced dead at a local hospital. Her friend, a 35-year-old woman, was taken to a hospital for a leg injury. Now it gives the victim's name, but it doesn't give the off-duty officer's name, who was allegedly drinking under the influence, or driving under the influence. He was drinking under the influence too. Reed had reportedly been out with friends when they decided to grab food at Tony's Philly Steak. Boy, I'm mumbling through this one, ain't I? I'm still under the weather. But apparently Reed had been out with friends. They decided to go to Tony's Philly Steak. Loved ones remember the mother of two and a registered nurse as a sweet person. Her mother, Angela Reed, said, quote, she would do anything for anybody. Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson insisted the off-duty officer would be held accountable. For what, though? For what? We'll keep investigating, and when the time comes, he will be held responsible for his actions, Johnson said. But we want to know what he's going to be held accountable for. Is it going to be DUI? Or is it going to be vehicular manslaughter? I want to know what he's going to be held accountable for. We ought to get Sue and Pink Camera Magic in on this. They're going to have to keep us updated on this, especially Pink Camera Magic. Chicago, can you get over there and find out what's going on for us? I love how I volunteer people. Don't you just love that? So that's my editorial for today, guys. Chicago police officer, off-duty, slams into a restaurant, fatally injuring one lady, and second lady may lose her leg. Allegedly had a BAC, blood alcohol content of 0.083. That does go over the 0.08. That's exceeding it. It's not 0.080. It's 0.083, which is could be considered DUI. I want to know if he's charged with DUI. Are they going to also charge him with vehicular manslaughter? Or are they going to go wet reckless? How many of you want to bet they go wet reckless? I bet. I'll bet you they do that. And then say, well, the car cut him off and, you know, he couldn't stop. It was the other guy's fault for cutting him off in the middle of the street. Well, he didn't really mean it. He's a police officer. He puts his life in danger for people every single day. News Now Ukaipa. No, I'm not jaded, am I? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And if you want to look this one up. No, I didn't put it in the description box, but it is ABC7 News, off-duty officer crash. It's all you got to put, and you'll get the story. You can add Chicago if you want. Here you go. Happy Monday.